Doing some truck maintenance. Old air filter, new air filter. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it's a good idea to baby these diesel engines. What's going on, y'all? I am under the Ram doing fuel filter replacements. And I will give you a couple words of advice. I've found some great videos that I like to use. Things like finding details like you need a 28mm socket in order to pull the caps off. But one of the things that I just realized was it's good to have a flathead screwdriver because you're going to swap out an O-ring on this cap. And I wasn't able to get it off. I need to utilize a flathead screwdriver. And then also something to note, that right there, I believe it was an 8mm piece of plastic, opens up that little drain hole right there so you can pre-drain out some of the diesel with a little hose hooked up to it. Yeah, that's broken. I did that. Don't put too much pressure on that 8mm plastic nut to open up that, yeah. At any rate, if you can't open it up, you're just gonna wind up getting some diesel everywhere as it comes down. But even if you did open it up, you're still gonna wind up spilling some diesel there. And bring yourself a catch tray for that. I'll be wiping this off, but right now, you need to put the new filter onto there. Change out that O-ring right there. It's hard to see, it's all the same color. O-ring is right there. And I'll put that back on, wipe this down, and move up to the front fuel filter. Diesels have two. The front fuel filter is a real bugger. Down in there. Once again, 28mm. But getting through all this stuff is just a matter of trying to find the right exact combination of extensions and elbows and the right size. You know, I know it's a 28mm socket. I got the cap off, got the fuel filter out. The fuel filter is down there. And I just looked over and the neighbors were like, I don't know, this one was looking at me like, what you doing? I didn't know what to say. I just said hello. All right, filter replaced. Cap is on there, O-ring replaced. I don't remember there being that much diesel fuel in there last time, but yeah, that thing is full of diesel fuel. So as you're jostling around the fuel filter, it kind of spills out the sides there, which is probably a little bit better setup than the one in the back, where the one in the back just rains down on everything once you pop it open. And when I went for my socket layout, this is a 1/2-inch drive. This is an adapter down to a 3/8 drive. This is a 3/8, I think that's about a 12-inch extension. Back to a 1/2-inch drive to a knuckle, an elbow, a universal joint, and then one more short little extension here to the 28mm. And that gave me the distance and angle I needed to go down here and watch out for this little section of wire harnesses computer. When I first did this, I realized this was broken off right here. It should have snapped on right there, and that was broken. And so I actually used some zip ties to get that back up in place. But that was kind of in the way as I was working on loosening that right there. So that's all done. Now to figure out what to do with old diesel fuel. All right, so to prime it a couple of times, you allow it to go into this position where it's like the computer and everything is on. You can see some lights lighting up. There's trying to blow. We can just turn that down, crank the window open, and then turn it back off. And this is priming it. So it should look like run, but the engine's not started. And what that's doing is that's just pumping diesel fuel, refilling back in all the lines, all the filters, making sure that they've got the pressure that they need. Now we've done all that, I'm gonna go ahead ahead and crank it up. Foot on the brake. And that is priming it. 0% left on my fuel filter. To change that, I'm gonna arrow through looking for fuel filter percentage. Oil life is 17% left. There's fuel filter. Hold the arrow down. Confirm reset. Yes. 99%. So now you can see on my dash where it says 99% on the fuel filter. What I actually like to do now is change that to show me what's next. So the oil change is what's next, so I'm going to change that. Oil life 17%. Selected. There we go. To exit. All right. I like to roll with my tire pressure there. The speedometer actually goes right there. So I don't need a big speedometer. I can see that right there, and then keep my eyes on my tires, and then keep my eyes on, it's like a reminder, which honestly I know I should probably do that soon, but probably I'm thinking maybe a month down the road. We don't have a whole lot of places to go over the next month. We're not gonna put a whole lot of more miles on it, so 17%, in my opinion, is okay. I don't know, you may have a different opinion. Let me know down in the comments. Now I'm gonna go and look to see if I've got any fuel kind of leaking out from those caps, from those fuel filters, just to make sure nothing's coming out. All right, now I just gotta figure out what to do with this diesel right here. There's a lot of people that come through this Orlando area, so I'll just get with my friend Curtis over at RV+3. They're friends of ours. They do Instagram. A lot of times you can find Curtis and Melody over by the RV Life booth. They do a lot with RV Life at especially the big RV shows, but we enjoy hanging out with them. Curtis loves doing maintenance on his Ram as well. He's taught me a lot of great tips. So I'm gonna contact him real quick and see what he would do with that old diesel that needs to go. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. We really appreciate it. We hope that you'll keep coming back here to find out what RV life really looks like. Sometimes it looks like working on a truck. I would just say that doing as much as you can maintenance-wise yourself is really going to help you out. It's really going to benefit you because of the financials. I paid, I think, $550 to a Ram dealership to replace just the fuel filters. Later on, I paid about $350 to a diesel shop to take care of it. And I had a much better feeling about letting them do it. But this time and the previous time, I've done it myself. Paid $110 for both fuel filters and the air filter. Took care of it all myself. Saved me a lot of money. And you want to keep up with your maintenance on these expensive diesels, because when they go bad, it could be $16,000 to be replacing a diesel engine, which you don't want to do. So you want to stay on top of these maintenance items. All right, y'all. Thanks again for watching. Remember that life happens, even getting a little dirty sometimes doing some maintenance. Don't let that stop you. Stay fresh, cheese bags.